So it's been a week for CEOs and CEO communication. The idea of leadership communication has completely changed, I think, in the month of November in 2022. Whether it's bankruptcy or massive layoffs or losing all your investors' money, or at the helm of a dumpster fire of a social platform, CEO leadership has definitely been in the news. But before we talk about what happened here at FTX, let's just go back a day. As I had stated in an earlier post, Mark Zuckerberg, his address to the employees who he was laying off at Meta leaked. And so we all got to see the video of him addressing his employees and the remarks and the wording that he used and his countenance, what he looked like and how his approach was to delivering these words. I was just a guest on the Reputation Town podcast with Warren Weeks and John Pernick, and we were discussing the video. And I had said, so many people thought in the comments that the words, when they say, I take full responsibility, is completely empty, especially coming from a guy like Zuckerberg. But I still argue, we're not, if you're a CEO of a company or you work for companies, most of them are not at the level of Meta. Okay. So we don't necessarily want to follow it to a T. But I still think there's a lot of value when you're going through some hard stuff, some messy stuff as a company and you're the leader, to take ownership and to take responsibility. That's kind of the job of being a leader. So I still stand by that. That's good language. However, Warren Weeks was noted that Zuckerberg's remarks were almost identical to the remarks given by Toby Lukey. He's the CEO of Shopify, who works very, very closely with Facebook. But he was stating that it was almost word for word, that it might have even been the same PR team that that wrote those statements. So neither here nor there, whether it works for him, they're kind of an entity on their own. But I still stand by that CEOs and leaders should always show compassion, for the mistakes. They should take ownership of it. But let's go back to someone who took ownership. When a CEO is in the middle of a crisis or their business is quickly sinking, Sam Bankman-Fried did what a lot of CEOs will do. They'll go to Twitter and they will tweet like crazy to try and make sense of the mess, or to let people know that they're trying to save everything. In this case, the big SBF tweet of, so the question is, does that work as a statement? I feel as this crisis is like the Fire Festival of a crisis. It doesn't matter what he says at all at this point. He's out. The company's bankrupt. People have lost billions. It's over.